Lauren Ellerman. I'm an attorney here in Roanoke at Frith and Ellerman Law Firm, and we specialize in serious personal injury, wrongful death, medical malpractice, nursing home cases. And when I say wrongful death, many folks have no idea of what that means. So I just wanted to tell you a little bit about what a wrongful death case legally means under Virginia law. Now, forgive me, I was born in the late 70s. I'm a child of the 90s. So, my sort of touch point in explaining a wrongful death case is actually the O.J. Simpson civil case. All of us remember that O.J. Simpson was acquitted in the criminal trial when he was tried for the death of his wife and for, I believe, her then boyfriend. Now, if you followed the story any further, what you recall is that his wife's parents actually filed a civil lawsuit against O.J. Simpson, claiming that he caused, I believe her name was Nicole's death, and that he was civilly liable for those damages. Now, what a wrongful death case is a civil lawsuit that says party A did something wrong, negligent or intentional, and negligent is the phrase that we use in medical malpractice and in most personal injury matters. Intentional would be even above gross negligence, but nonetheless, party A did something wrong and it caused the death of party B. And the reason that wrongful death cases are so unique, there's actually a number of reasons, but the first of which is who is allowed to file a wrongful death case. Now, typically it would be someone who has been appointed as executor of your estate. So when you hear lawyers say, do you have a will? A will is simply a legal document that says where you want your stuff to go when you die. But part of the will is who you want to be in charge of that stuff. And that person is usually called an executor. So if you die and you have a will, and you've appointed someone as an executor, that is usually the person who could file a wrongful death case on your estate's behalf. Now, let's say you're like most people and that you don't have a will because maybe you don't have a lot of stuff, or maybe unfortunately something happened young and you weren't prepared. Any member of your immediate family under Virginia law, a spouse, a parent, or a sibling, could qualify after 60 days after your death to be administrator of your estate. So you don't have a will, you're not appointing someone, but the court can appoint someone as an administrator. And that administrator would have to wait 60 days after the death, then go to the county where the death occurred and ask to qualify as administrator of the estate. And then you have the legal right to do a bunch of things: request medical records, hire a lawyer. If the lawyer advises, file a wrongful death case. Now, wrongful death cases in Virginia are very unique in so much as that the jury in a wrongful death case, or the settlement agency on the other half, or the insurance company on the other side, will not be considering how the person who died experienced the pain and suffering of their death. A wrongful death case only considers the loss of solace and the sadness and the economic loss of the people who are left behind. So I'll give you an example. God forbid something happened to me tomorrow. I have a 9-year-old daughter. So the wrongful death case would likely be filed by my husband, and it would include a loss of my income. It would include the sadness that my daughter will experience for the rest of her life, hopefully the sadness that my husband will experience the rest of his life, loss of solace, funeral expenses, etc. So a young working person who suffers a wrongful death, the damages of that case are very high because it includes medical bills, it includes lost wages, and it includes a very significant loss of either young children or loved ones. Now, a wrongful death case of someone, let's say in their 80s or 90s, does not typically involve lost wages. Typically, it involves funeral bills. It would also involve some medical bills. And lastly, it would involve loss of solace. Well, solace isn't a word we use all the time, but typically a wrongful death case will include the immediate family members having to testify about how the loss has affected them or touched them. So I'll give you an example. In a recent case, adult children lost a parent, and they testified about how hard it is to go through holidays without her. They testified about how they meet at her grave and they have picnics because they miss her, and they talk about her. They talk about how difficult it is to have Thanksgiving without her there. That's what loss of solace means. Now, if that 90-year-old woman had been financially supporting her children, there would have been additional evidence about, mom helped me pay my bills. She helped me pay my cable bill, or she paid the mortgage, or something like that. So that's an element of damages, which is a legal term that we use that you find typically only in working people or people who are supporting their loved ones. So a wrongful death case is similar to a personal injury case, and it can include a medical malpractice case, a nursing home abuse and neglect case, a trucking case, or a serious car accident case, where again, party A, the driver of the truck, the operator of the nursing home, the doctor who was negligent, causes the death of party B. And we represent the estate of party B. So if you find yourself in that horrible situation where you've just lost a loved one and you think it should have and could have been prevented at the hands of a medical provider, a bad driver, or a bad nursing home, we're the folks that you would contact about that wrongful death case. So hopefully this has answered a little bit about what a wrongful death case is in Virginia. And if we can help you at all, please do not hesitate to call. Again, my name is Lauren Ellerman at Frith and Ellerman in Roanoke. Our phone number is 540-985-0098. Thank you.